It's single speed from 0 to 200 miles an hour. The RPM is so crazy that just the centrifugal force wants to expand the rotor. It can accelerate a 2-ton car to 60 miles an hour in 2 seconds.
For years, the electric vehicle industry has been locked in a ruthless battle of batteries, charging networks, and billion-dollar promises. But just when rivals thought they understood the future, Elon Musk unveiled something that may change everything overnight.
It goes up to 20,000 RPM and maybe a little more. We also were able to achieve the lowest drag coefficient of any car ever made.
This is not just another upgrade or flashy announcement. Insiders are calling it the breakthrough that could destroy competition, rewrite the rules of transportation, and leave entire automakers scrambling to survive. So, what exactly is this mysterious new engine? And why are some experts already calling it the end of the EV war? Tesla's breakthrough. For more than 10 years, the world's biggest car companies have been locked in a fierce battle that many people believed would shape the future of transportation forever. The arrival of electric vehicles did not simply introduce a new type of car. It completely changed the direction of the global auto industry. Almost overnight, companies realized that gasoline-powered vehicles were slowly becoming part of the past, and one company appeared to be leading the future, Tesla Incorporated. In the beginning, few people thought Tesla would remain on top for long. The company looked ambitious, innovative, and exciting, but also vulnerable. Compared to massive automotive giants like Ford Motor Company, General Motors, Toyota Motor Corporation, and Volkswagen Group, Tesla seemed small and inexperienced. These traditional companies had spent generations building gigantic factories, mastering engineering, and creating worldwide production networks. Many experts believed it was only a matter of time before these powerful corporations caught up and pushed Tesla aside. That belief triggered an industry-wide race unlike anything the automotive world had seen before. Billions of dollars were suddenly poured into electric vehicle projects. Car companies hired armies of engineers and designers to build the next generation of vehicles. Massive battery factories began appearing across different countries. Governments introduced new environmental policies and incentives to encourage people to switch from fuel-powered cars to electric ones. At the same time, brand new startups appeared almost every month, each claiming they had developed technology that would finally defeat Tesla. Investors became obsessed with electric mobility. Companies with little experience in the car industry still managed to attract huge amounts of money simply because they promised an electric future. For a while, it truly seemed possible that Tesla's dominance could disappear. And honestly, the competition did improve rapidly. Electric cars became more stylish, more reliable, and more practical for everyday life. Battery performance improved faster than many expected. Charging stations spread across cities, highways, and shopping centers. Slowly, the rest of the industry appeared to be closing the gap. Some analysts even predicted that Tesla's advantage would eventually vanish completely. Then, something unexpected happened. Tesla introduced a breakthrough that completely changed the atmosphere inside the automotive industry. It was not merely another car design, not simply a stronger battery, not upgraded software. It was a motor. But this was no ordinary motor. Engineers who studied the technology reportedly reached a disturbing conclusion almost immediately. Tesla was no longer just leading the competition. The company had entered a level far beyond what most rivals could currently achieve. The most frightening part for competitors was not only how powerful and efficient the motor appeared to be, but how difficult it would be to copy. Experts quietly admitted that recreating such technology could take many years, possibly close to a decade. And by the time other companies finally reached that level, Tesla would likely have moved even further ahead. Suddenly, the electric vehicle war no longer felt balanced. What once looked like a competitive race now started looking like the beginning of total domination. How fierce was the struggle in the EV market before Tesla's breakthrough? What effect did it have on Tesla's sales? How did Tesla hold up before the breakthrough? Let's find out. Tesla's sales struggle. For years, the Tesla Cybertruck was presented as the future of transportation. When Elon Musk first revealed the bold stainless steel pickup, it instantly captured worldwide attention. Its sharp edges, futuristic appearance, and promises of incredible performance made it look less like an ordinary truck and more like a machine taken from a science fiction movie. Millions of people watched the launch, and excitement quickly spread across social media as fans and investors predicted it would completely transform the pickup truck market. But today, the story surrounding the Cybertruck appears far more complicated. Despite years of promotion and enormous public anticipation, sales of the Cybertruck have reportedly fallen far below what many expected. What was once described as a revolutionary breakthrough in the electric vehicle industry is now struggling to win over large numbers of everyday buyers. While the vehicle still attracts attention everywhere it appears, attention alone has not translated into the level of demand Tesla likely hoped for. Recent reports suggest the situation became so difficult that a noticeable percentage of Cybertruck registrations reportedly came from companies connected to Musk himself. Businesses such as SpaceX, XI, and other ventures associated with him were said to account for a significant portion of registrations during one quarter. Analysts reviewing the data claim that nearly 1 out of every 5 Cybertrucks registered during that period may have gone to Musk-linked organizations instead of regular independent customers. Without those internal purchases, the sales numbers could have looked even weaker. The Cybertruck's difficulties also reflect a much larger battle now taking place in the electric vehicle market. When Tesla first became popular, it stood far ahead of most competitors. Today, however, nearly every major car manufacturer is racing to produce electric vehicles. Buyers now have more choices, lower prices, and different designs to consider. As competition grows stronger, standing out has become far more difficult than before. At the same time, the Cybertruck itself has divided public opinion. Some people admire its bold and unconventional design, while others see it as impractical or overly strange for daily use. Concerns about its high price have also discouraged potential buyers, especially during a period when many consumers are becoming more careful with spending. Reports of recalls and quality-related issues have further damaged confidence, raising questions about reliability and long-term value. Even with these setbacks, Musk does not appear to be slowing down. Rather than focusing only on car sales, he continues pushing Tesla toward ambitious technologies such as artificial intelligence, robotics, and self-driving robotaxi systems. This shift suggests Tesla may now be betting that its future success will depend less on traditional vehicles and more on becoming a major technology and AI-driven company. The Cybertruck was once expected to dominate the roads and redefine the future of trucks. Instead, it has become one of the clearest examples of how hype, innovation, and reality do not always move in the same direction. What latest technology is Tesla bringing to the EV market? Why is it sending shockwaves to the lovers of EV? Let's delve into the details of the engine that broke the rules of physics. Tesla defies physics. To understand why Tesla's new motor technology sent shockwaves through the automobile industry, you first need to understand one harsh truth about electric vehicle engineering. The laws of physics are extremely difficult to beat. For many years, car manufacturers around the world believed they were trapped by a painful compromise. And electric cars could be incredibly fast and powerful, or it could be efficient and travel long distances on a single charge. Achieving both at the same time seemed almost impossible. Whenever engineers built high-performance electric cars, they often became heavy, overheated quickly, wasted energy, and required massive cooling systems just to survive. On the other hand, vehicles designed for efficiency usually felt less exciting and lacked the thrilling acceleration drivers wanted. This trade-off became accepted across the industry as an unavoidable reality. Most companies believed physics had already set the limits. But Tesla refused to believe those limits were final. Instead of accepting the traditional approach, Tesla's engineers searched for a completely different solution. After years of research and experimentation, they developed one of the most advanced electric motor designs ever placed inside a consumer vehicle. At the center of this breakthrough was something that, in theory, was surprisingly simple, but incredibly difficult to perfect: a carbon fiber-wrapped rotor. Inside every electric motor is a spinning component called the rotor. During operation, this rotor spins at unbelievably high speeds. As the speed increases, the forces inside the motor become extreme. The faster it spins, the more the motor feels like it is trying to tear itself apart from the inside. Most traditional motors struggle to handle that pressure safely. Tesla found a way around this problem by wrapping the rotor in carbon fiber, a material famous for being both incredibly strong and extremely lightweight. This wrapping acted almost like protective armor, holding the rotor together even under enormous stress. The result was astonishing. Tesla created a motor capable of spinning at more than 20,000 revolutions per minute, a level rarely seen in ordinary passenger vehicles. Speeds like that were usually associated with specialized industrial machines, not luxury sedans meant for everyday driving. But raw speed alone was not the real breakthrough. What truly made Tesla's design revolutionary was the control and stability it achieved at those extreme speeds. The carbon fiber wrapping reduced vibration and kept the rotor steady and balanced. That stability improved the motor's magnetic performance, allowing more electrical energy to become actual motion instead of being wasted as heat. The benefits completely transformed expectations for electric vehicles. The motor delivered massive instant torque and breathtaking acceleration. It remained highly efficient during long-distance driving. It stayed compact and lightweight while requiring less cooling than many competing systems. Most importantly, it produced levels of performance that many experts once believed were impossible for practical daily use vehicles. The world witnessed the full power of this technology in the Tesla Model S Plaid. The car shocked the industry by accelerating from 0 to 60 miles per hour in less than 2 seconds, outperforming many exotic hypercars worth millions of dollars. Yet the most unbelievable part was this: the Plaid was still a comfortable luxury sedan capable of carrying passengers for hundreds of miles. For decades, the auto industry claimed drivers had to choose between speed and efficiency. Tesla proved they could have both, and that changed everything. What makes Tesla stand out from the rest? Could it be the technology or the manufacturing? Let's dive into the details of Tesla's real strength. Tesla's dominance. Many companies in the automobile industry know how to create exciting prototypes that capture attention. They unveil futuristic designs, attract investors, and dominate headlines for a short time. But history has shown that building a few impressive cars is very different from producing millions of them successfully. That is where most companies fail, and where Tesla has become one of the most feared names in the industry. The automotive world is filled with the remains of companies that once promised to change transportation forever. They created beautiful concept cars and generated massive excitement, only to run into serious trouble when production began. Making one advanced electric vehicle is already difficult. Producing millions of them consistently at affordable prices while still making profit is an entirely different challenge. Tesla understood this reality earlier than many of its competitors. While other companies focused mainly on flashy designs and marketing, Tesla spent years battling manufacturing problems behind the scenes. Those difficult years are now beginning to pay off in ways the industry can no longer ignore. Recently, Tesla revealed that its next-generation drive units are being designed not just for speed, efficiency, or performance, but for something even more important: manufacturability. That single idea could completely reshape the future of electric vehicles. Tesla's goal is astonishing. The company wants entire drive systems, including motors, electronics, and gearboxes, to cost only around $1,000 to produce. That number sent shockwaves through the automotive industry because many competing systems cost several times more. Some manufacturers spend 3 to 5 times that amount just to achieve similar performance levels. The difference is not minor. It is massive. What makes Tesla even more dangerous is that it keeps finding new ways to reduce costs while improving performance. The company is working to remove rare earth materials from its motors, reducing dependence on expensive supply chains that are heavily connected to China. At the same time, Tesla is redesigning its electronics to reduce the use of costly silicon carbide materials without sacrificing efficiency. Each improvement strengthens the next. Lower production costs allow Tesla to lower vehicle prices. Lower prices attract more buyers. More buyers increase production volume. Higher production volume gives Tesla more manufacturing experience and efficiency. That experience then helps reduce costs even further. The cycle continues, growing stronger and faster. Meanwhile, many competitors are struggling to keep up. Ford Motor Company introduced impressive electric vehicles like the Ford Mustang Mach-E and the Ford F-150 Lightning, yet the company reportedly lost huge amounts of money on its EV division. Lucid Motors developed luxury electric cars with advanced technology but continued burning through cash at an alarming rate. Rivian Automotive attracted enormous attention and investment, yet production costs remained painfully high. Even major industry giants like General Motors and Volkswagen Group faced delays, software problems, and growing concerns about profitability. Among global competitors, only BYD Company appears capable of challenging Tesla on a massive scale, especially in lower-cost markets. However, BYD's strength mainly comes from affordability, while Tesla is pursuing something far bigger. Tesla is not simply trying to build cheap electric cars. It is trying to build the most advanced and desirable electric vehicles in the world, while also making them affordable to produce. That combination is what makes Tesla so powerful, and why many customers increasingly believe the company is setting the standard for the future of transportation. But what do you know about Tesla? Do you also think it is just a car company? Let's dig into the hidden empire Tesla built beyond cars. Tesla's ecosystem dominance. Most people still think Tesla is mainly a car company. That may be the biggest misunderstanding of all. Tesla's true strength lies in combining multiple industries into a single, self-reinforcing ecosystem. Start with data. Every Tesla vehicle on the road constantly gathers driving information. Every mile driven teaches Tesla more about road conditions, driver behavior, weather patterns, traffic situations, and unusual events. This matters because autonomous driving systems improve through experience. Tesla has accumulated more real-world driving data than almost any competitor. That advantage compounds over time. More vehicles create more data. More data improves AI systems. Better AI attracts more customers. More customers generate even more data. Competitors cannot simply buy this advantage overnight. Then there is the battery business. Tesla invested billions into battery production because batteries are the most expensive component in electric vehicles. The company's 4680 battery cells aim to improve energy density, reduce costs, simplify manufacturing, and enhance performance. Most competitors still depend heavily on outside suppliers. Tesla increasingly controls its own future. The company also designs its own software, computer chips, power electronics, and vehicle systems. When global semiconductor shortages disrupted the auto industry, Tesla adapted faster than many competitors by rewriting software for alternative chips. That flexibility exposed an important truth. Tesla behaves more like a technology company than a traditional automaker. Its manufacturing expansion tells the same story. Factories in Fremont, Shanghai, Berlin, and Austin form a rapidly expanding global industrial network. Future facilities planned in Mexico and potentially India could push production costs even lower while opening massive new markets. And then comes one of Tesla's most underestimated weapons, the supercharger network. For years, critics viewed Tesla's charging stations as a convenience feature. They were wrong. Tesla's superchargers became one of the company's strongest competitive advantages because they are fast, reliable, widespread, and easy to use. Other charging networks often suffer from broken equipment, confusing payment systems, compatibility issues, and poor reliability. Eventually, competing automakers effectively surrendered. Companies like Ford and General Motors adopted Tesla's charging standard so their customers could access Tesla's infrastructure. Think about how extraordinary that is. Tesla's competitors now rely on Tesla's infrastructure to improve their own customer experience. Tesla profits when rival vehicles use Tesla chargers. That is not ordinary competition. That is ecosystem dominance. Where do you see Tesla in the near future? Do you think Tesla can barely survive the market? Let's look into the possibility of having a future that belongs to Tesla. Tesla tech dominance. The more closely people look at Tesla, the harder it becomes to describe it as just a car company. On the surface, it builds electric vehicles, but underneath, it is developing into something much bigger, a technology company built around energy, software, data, and artificial intelligence. A clear example of this shift is Tesla's Dojo supercomputer. Dojo was created specifically to train artificial intelligence systems using massive amounts of driving video collected from Tesla vehicles around the world. Instead of relying only on general-purpose computing systems, Dojo is designed to process this data faster and more efficiently. This matters because modern AI systems improve by learning from huge amounts of real-world information. Most companies in the industry depend on external computing power, often renting it from major providers like NVIDIA-powered cloud systems or services from companies such as Amazon, Google, and Microsoft. Tesla chose a different path. It is building much of its own computing infrastructure. The reason is simple. Tesla believes that the future of its success will depend less on the cars it sells today and more on the intelligence of the systems those cars can run tomorrow. This creates a powerful self-reinforcing cycle. Better vehicle technology attracts more buyers. More cars on the road generate more driving data. More data helps the AI systems learn faster. Smarter AI improves self-driving capability. Better autonomy increases the value of the cars. Higher value allows higher profits. Those profits are then reinvested into more research and better hardware. The cycle feeds itself and keeps growing stronger over time. Because of this structure, many observers argue that the competition in electric vehicles is no longer just about building cars. Tesla is competing across many layers at once: battery technology, software integration, manufacturing systems, artificial intelligence, real-world driving data, charging networks, and global production scaling. For rivals, catching up in even one of these areas would take years. Competing across all of them simultaneously is far more difficult. Even breakthroughs in hardware, like advanced motor designs or new materials, are not just isolated achievements. They represent a larger pattern. Tesla repeatedly solving problems that many once believed were too complex or too expensive to fix. So the electric vehicle revolution is real, but it may not look like what many originally expected. Instead of a balanced market with many equal players, what may be forming is a world shaped by one company moving faster, learning quicker, and building a deeply connected system that others are still trying to understand. So, what do you think about Tesla's breakthrough with the engine that defies physics? Do you think Tesla can dominate the market for so long? We'd love to hear your opinions in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe.